Welcome to another Quantum Conversation. I'm Loren Gailey, and I invite you to sit back as we enter the quantum realm, that space of the greater part of you. It is your connection to infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and infinite mastery. Welcome, beloved hearts. We are with another speaker in this Quantum Conversation Summit Series, Interdimensional Beings and Our Galactic Connection. Today we're talking with Denise Ricard. She is a galactic numerologist, and she's here to let us know that we are connected galactically through numbers. Numbers are multidimensional, interdimensional, and they hold secrets of our soul's path. Denise is here with us. She, again, is a transmitter of sacred number energies. She herself is a divine channel and an intuitive soul path coach. Hi, Denise. Thank you for being here. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Lauren. I'm so happy to be here and love everything interdimensional and multidimensional and numbers. So I'm really happy to be here and have this great and expanding conversation with you and everyone who's joining us. So thank you.
This is really important at this time because many people often ask us, what is my purpose? What is my purpose? We don't know. And the numbers are very revealing. I know in my own life, when I looked at my soul path number, traditional numerology, I never went back to work for another human. I went off on my own. So you're probably going to guess what number I am between 1 and 9. But there's a difference between traditional numerology and galactic numerology. Can you share with us what that is? What is the difference for those who don't know?
Yeah. So traditional numerology is really it's a numerology system that's been around since Pythagoras. So it's been around for a long, long time, and it has helped us in the 3D, in the separation, because in traditional numerology there is like almost like a positive and a negative side to every number, or a gift and a challenge to every number in traditional numerology. So when looking for guidance in traditional numerology, we could see like what the gifts are and how we can really pursue that and highlight that. And then also like what could be a tendency or a way um, of falling into or being in duality in our life. And so it's a guidepost. And I love what you said about like you had your numerology done. And I remember the first time I had mine done in traditional numerology before galactic numerology came in. And I was like, whoa, it's just like it's like the personality and the purpose, the like I said, the gifts side of it, as well as the challenge side. And I'm like, whoa, that is so like resonant with who I am. And so fast forward, so I had my numerology done, and then as I was on my spiritual path of awakening and opening up to channel, I had like the download come through of galactic numerology, and it's really like new energy of numbers in wholeness. So you can imagine like traditional numerology is two sides of the coin, right? So the gift side, the challenge side, and then if you spin the coin, that's like it's like all in wholeness. That's what galactic numerology is. And so there's numbers, there's energies in numbers from 0 to 44. That's what has incarnated. There's more. There's more beyond that, but that's what's incarnated. And then each one of those numbers is like it brings you back to the wholeness of that energy. So, for example, three, like the number three is flow. So it's being in the wholeness of flow. So nothing can stop me. Nothing can stop me. And that energy is always there. It's the energy is within us, and yet it's like unlocking that. It's connecting into that our divine self and in that cosmic connection, and then it's expanding that for us in wholeness.
Excellent. Okay, so let's go through some of the numbers then. You did describe the three. That's wonderful. What do we do? Is it the numerology of our birth date? Are we still doing that the same way? And just looking at the numbers a different way.
Yes, yes. So, for example, in traditional numerology, you can add up the month, the day, and the year, and then reduce it down to a single digit, and that's called your life path, and that is your life purpose. And so, so there in that purpose, there may be, some the gifts of your purpose, as well as what may step in your way as a challenge for your purpose. And in galactic numerology, it's the same thing. You add up the numbers, the month, the day, and the year. Only we call it the cosmic soul path mastery number, because really it's your soul path. Like everything about us is divine, and we're divine consciousness in human form and experiencing on the earth, our life journey. And and yet we like it's awakening to those cosmic origins. It's awakening that divine connection. So to be coming from wholeness just makes our life so much easier to live. And we really, it seems like that concept to me was like we're meant to be in this world and still have like a happy life and a joyful life. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Even when there's stuff going on in the outside world, because we're here to live our life. And then everything that we live in our life to the fullest emanates out. And that's how we can contribute the most, really. Yeah.
Yes, okay. So we would add up our birth number, our month, date, and year, and that all adds up. And so I know people are doing that right now. So, for example, we could use myself. I am a one. That's why I found it challenging to be told what to do, right, by others. I have always been that person that steps out and wants to take charge and create newness and new systems. So for me, as I was challenged in my life 20 years ago, I got my soul path number, and that was such a relief for me because it revealed that I was doing exactly what my heart's desire was, and that was to strike out on my own. But that's not for everyone. And these soul path numbers, life path numbers, really assist us in that way. So, what is a one then on a holistic level and a whole number?
Yes. So one is also the beginning, because the life path numbers run in cycles from 1 to 9. So it's the first number in that cycle. And in galactic numerology, it is infinite, Lorenz. So you like when you were awakening to the fact that there were things that maybe weren't resonant and were holding you back, and you're like, no. So that infinite nature within you, infinite, we are infinite and eternal. And the outer world, like there's so much that says there's there's ending, there's death, there's this can stop you, that can stop you. And when you're really starting to connect and awaken, that's when you start feeling something inside going, no, no, what's going on in the outside world is not consistent with what I'm feeling inside. And that's really our truth. And so that's what it is for you. You're like, I'm an infinite being and I can create whatever I want to create. Nothing can stop me. So we're eternal beings and we're really here to express that, to experience that, and to remember that. So that makes so much sense for you, Loren, and what you do here for all of us as well, and for the world in all this consciousness expanding. So yeah, that's wonderful.
Excellent. Okay. And so these numerology numbers, these calculations translate into everything on our life. So here we are in this year of 2025. Share with us about the numerology on that, because I can say it's only been a few weeks of the year, 6 by the time this airs. It'll be a good 2 months, 2.5 months into this new year. Wow. The change so far this year in our personal lives and in the collective has been rapid. What is going on?
So how synchronistic that 2025, so when you add up the 2 and the 0 and the 2 and the 5, it's called the universal year, and it's that overall overlighting kind of foundational energy for the world. And in galactic numerology, it is evolution. So 9 is evolution. So here we are in this, and we're always experiencing evolution, and yet the evolutionary cycles have oh, kind of like what's coming through is like sped up, but also we are stepping more outside of that time construct. And so systems are able um, to dismantle, and then the new systems in the world are really coming up from the foundation. And in traditional numerology, 9 is that the cycles run 1 to 9. So it's that ending cycle before we begin again. And so 2026 is going to add up to a 1. So this is a very they're all pivotal years, but this is a very pivotal year in the evolution of our world. Yeah.
We are feeling that. And so here we are wanting to step into roles that we came to this planet to do. And our numerology will assist us in that, right? And so again, this is where not every shoe fits on every foot. So for me as a 1 to tell someone, oh, strike out on your own, do this. Other numerology, people with their numerology, galactic and even traditional, may not be the, let's see, they may not be ready
Mhm.
for independence like that. They may need to go work in the fabric of an organization, like a 4, for example. Let's take a 4. In traditional numerology, we know that that's foundation, right? And so
Yep.
maybe career jobs for a 4 would be someone to come into an organization and create the system of an organization. Can you explore this more with us about a 4, for example?
Yeah. So, and I'm going to weave in galactic numerology. So, a 4 in galactic numerology, for the 4 energy is overflow. So, as someone is contributing like from their truth and from their being, and really overflow is fulfillment. It's being filled, because when we are coming from that place of overflow, it means that we are contributing from a place of fulfillment. And so that is a really powerful person, like in their numerology, to have in, like, even in these setting up these foundational systems within the world. So and so much is changing in all of these foundational areas of education and government and the monetary system, everything medical. So that like that really it's like this, it's a powerful place to be in, already in that place of fulfillment, and then contributing from that overflow.
Mhm. Yes, all right. So I'm going to just share really quickly here that there is an opportunity for people to work with you. You're going to be doing a live class. The details are on this webpage or a link in the description box. And this is a beautiful opportunity for people to not only learn how to calculate that number, but how that fits into their puzzle piece of their life. Can you share why is this so important? And the people that you've worked with, this has helped them. How does it give them more clarity in their life?
Yeah, so really the our numerology is, it's like a map, and it's keys, it reveals keys and codes. So it's keys that reveal codes actually, within ourselves and within the numbers. So there's, in numerology, there's a lot of different calculations. And so when you figure out those calculations, and really just like astrology, it's a guiding system. It's a guiding system. And we go within and we can utilize those energies as guidance because they're a part of who we are. Like numbers make up the fabric of the universe. They make up our energy systems. Like you could even see yourself or imagine yourself, and we've done visualizations like this where you can just imagine the very numerology of your own unique source, like like swirling around you and coming into different sequences that are relevant for you. So, and you don't have to know all that. You don't have to get into your brain about it. It's just having a general knowledge that is also helping you steer your ship, so to speak, or helping your soul. Your soul's really steering the ship, and it's helping you resonate with that.
And so this is where our higher self comes in. How can we connect with our higher self through numerology?
Yeah.
Is there a connection in that way?
Absolutely. Our higher self is it's our inner guidance system. And so anything that we take in, like even from the outer world, whether it's through numerology or astrology or anything, any type of information, we process it, then we go within. And then as we go within, our higher self, which is ultimately our guidance system, our higher self is our unique aspect of source, and it's pure. And so it's like when we connect in to that with whatever we go in with, we might have a question about something, or we keep seeing repeating numbers. It's like what is that? What is that about? And then when we go within, when we retreat within and tap in to that higher guidance, and it's it's really as simple as just being quiet and coming in from the outer world, and just like, what is it? What is it that we need guidance on? What is it that this is showing me? And so really, it is a guidance system. And with galactic numerology, there's actually activations. So there's transmissions that help connect or remember. It's like awakening that higher guidance into whatever the wholeness of that quality of the number is. Then, like for example, if if your number is one, like your number is one, and your soul is reminding you that you are infinite, you're eternal, you're endless, nothing can stop you, and nothing in the outer world can stop you, even if it says that you can only make so much money if you do this, or you can only achieve this because you've had this education, or whatever it is that's coming in. And then you connect in, and that's really, when you do your numerology, it's showing you like what your it's showing you your purpose and for coming into this world. And so when you tap into that, you get more guidance about that. So you can follow your true north. Really, that's what the compass is all about.
That is wonderful. And so you are a sacred numbers transmitter and you hold incredible sacred space. You also bring forward light language.
Yeah.
Is there a transmission or a little activation that we could sample with you to feel that energy or to benefit from the wisdom?
Yes, absolutely. I would love that. I already feel it coming through as you have initiated that with that question. And so if you want to just close your eyes for a moment, and the number three, the number three keeps stepping forward, and that's flow. And flow is a very divine feminine energy. And so light language it's a vehicle of transmitting codes. And so it really is outside of our spoken language, and yet we can bring some language in to give some structure to it. And so the language here is that it's three and it's flow. And so we're going to transmit the energy of flow and wholeness here. And so going into your heart space, just focusing there. So you're going within and just taking some deep breaths in and out, because the breath breathes the flow. It breathes the flow of you as a cosmic being, you as an infinite being, you as a divine being. And so we'll transmit just some flow light language here. Niako osote te, ioko shana te kata, ionna te sionstaka. Yumananionea. Just allowing, however it is that you are receiving this, there's no right way or wrong way. That's duality. You are receiving if you've opened and chosen it. Yasata shionokosi iakatanate yahanaka. Nothing can stop you, dear one. Nothing but your own belief that there is something that can stop you. Yatatasti katia sato sianatoshiastaka tiatakona kakoa satoshiatas. You can be in divine flow always. Siako satatia taki, by removing any limiting beliefs that anything can stop you. Kiakoko, because that's all they are, our belief systems. Dioko osatatia shita. So just letting this energy of flow, like water, just bathe you and wash away anything that might be coming up for you now. Any belief systems that seem to be holding you back or stopping you or blocking you. Yasande eya, yonda kikia, yonha tete shiastotia, nyokokua sata. You are divine and you are unstoppable, dear one. Just taking some deep breaths in and out to let the energy flow within your multi-body system, connect to the divine cosmic being, that infinite being that you be. You are a galactic citizen of this galaxy. You reside on the Earth star, and you are multidimensional. Miatas Yostako. May the flow be with you, dear one. Nyotako Siastata Shiastaka. Maybe placing your hands on your heart and just coming back slowly back into this space. Mm.
Thank you for that. It's amazing the light language that comes through and activates us in that way. Why is it so powerful? Light language, how would you explain that? That is beyond numbers in a way. It's actually cosmic sounding, isn't it?
Yes, yes, it is. It's everything. It's made up of everything, and because this is how galactic numerology transmits their energy through light language. And so light language is it's multidimensional streams of energy. And so when it comes through, like for me, my experience as it's coming through and it's being transmitted, those are very specific streams of energy. Because, for example, when I'm transmitting dragon light language or elemental light language, there's a very different sound and frequency to it. So it's really vibrational frequency, and it bypasses our humanness. It connects directly to us and who we be. And so that's why it's received so well and so deeply within us. Yeah.
So why is this so important for people to understand their own galactic numerology?
Yes. So because really we are we're working towards the seventh golden age. We're working towards a new age. And in order to get there, it's not a place that we travel to, like another dimension that we have to go to. It's really us bringing ourselves into that higher frequency so that we're raising ourselves from the 3D of duality and into the 5D and beyond. And in order to do that, we can utilize our numerology and different number sequences, and numbers come to us daily. And like with galactic numerology, I might see numbers on a license plate, and I spark those numbers and they're messages. So they're really guidance. So it's great. It's really guidance to help us raise our vibrational frequency to come into that state of wholeness that then brings us closer and closer and into the fifth dimension and beyond. Yeah.
Fifth dimension, it is a frequency. The fifth dimension
Yeah.
is a frequency. So by understanding this, then we can align with that. I get that. So then galactic numerology, this is a new term. Did you develop this? Is this something that you came up with, or did your guides download it to you? How did this come about?
Yes. So I was working with my mentor, beautiful Danielle Hoffman, and there was an activation that I had received from her around numbers, and something awakened in me. And so my cosmic soul path mastery number or life path number, adding up all the digits of the birth date, is 5, which is awaken. So this awakened in me. And I knew there was something else to do with numbers. And I am not a mathematical person. I had, like, when I was in grade school and high school, geometry was like, what? I got in my brain about it. And it was not a natural thing for me. And yet the energetics of numerology, it downloaded, to answer your question. It downloaded. And so this is what I was meant to bring to the earth. And it's funny because people say, are there more numbers, beyond 44? And yes, there are an infinite amount of numbers, and yet 0 through 44 are the ones that have incarnated on the earth. 44 has always been a very magical number for me. And so that's what has come through. And then within the numerology, like, you have your foundational numbers of 0 through 9 and all those different calculations. And then galactic numerology goes beyond that. And so for example, 20, let's say 33 isn't, like, 3 is flow. So 33 isn't, it is flow. It's a momentum of flow. And yet 33 has come through of the energy of potential. So each one of these numbers represents a specific energy that we are reigniting, awakening, and coming back into wholeness with.
So you mentioned 1 through 9. And then does that mean the master numbers through 44, like 11, 22, 33, 44? Or are there other numbers like 31, 32? Or do we not pay attention to those?
Really, it's more about the specific energy that is coming through the number. And there are master numbers. There's somebody has the number 11 and somebody has the number 22. And yet, really, when we're working with like the life path number or the cosmic soul path mastery number, traditionally, we reduce those 2 digits down to a single digit. And yet, I love that you asked that question, because really what comes through all the time for my clients, for as I'm channeling transmissions, is that there are no rules. There's no right and there's no wrong. So you can utilize it in any way that you want. We are creator beings. And so there is that, like, freedom to create, really. There's freedom to create. And 36 is freedom, by the way. And 25 is creation. Yeah.
Wow. So if someone is bringing their birth date down to a number, adding it up to bring it down to a number, then if they reduce it to 2 numbers and it ends up being 32, would they continue to add that down to, they would.
5.
So
Yep.
how do we work with those numbers that are beyond 9 outside of the master numbers?
Yeah, so for example, if it was 32, that's like another energy, and 32 is foundation. And then it would be the 5. So you can play, you can weave like these other energies within, and you can really find out more about your own numerology and what your soul is bringing forward for you to apply to your purpose, what your higher self is bringing forward as tools and energies, and really uh, additional wisdom, we'll say, to and then once you really get to know the numbers, I started out actually with angel numbers. So there was the angel, there were certain numbers, and with angel numbers again, they take the base numbers, and then if there's a three-digit number, it's the three base numbers that the energies come through. And yet these really stand alone. They go beyond that the foundation of it's really 0 through 9, 1 through 9. 0 is wholeness. And so that is the starting point, because every zero wanted to come through because it is the foundation of every single number energy in galactic numerology is the wholeness of that energy. Yeah.
You know what? I love that. That almost feels very fifth dimensional, that we would disregard the zero, but that's almost like source, right? That's where
Yeah.
we came from. So that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful. So then, does anybody have a zero as a birth number or a soul number? No.
No. Mm-mm.
The zero is recognized,
Yes.
but okay. Anything you want to share on that?
Yeah, so because we are moving from duality, so there's again there's two sides of the coin to or separation. There's so many different terms for what we're experiencing in the 3D, and we're moving into to wholeness. We are meant to live on the earth. Being able to experience making choices. It's almost like a polarity. So, but there's no, like, there's a positive and negative charge to polarity, but it's not in that 3D positive, negative. And so wholeness is, I have two choices. I have this choice and I have that choice. And neither one is wrong. There's no judgment. I either don't like this and I like this, or I don't like this and I like this. There's no judgment. And our higher selves do not judge anything that we do. So we are always, always, always supported from within. It's only our humanness that judges. And yet we're meant to have choices and live and experience on earth in wholeness and removing that judgment from it so that you're just saying, I choose this instead of choosing this because I don't want to choose that. So it's just zero, it's the wholeness. It's like being in the circle of everything. It holds everything in pure divine resonance. Yeah, that's what came through. Yeah.
All right, wonderful. So the webinar, you're going to be doing a webinar where people can come and work on their numerology, understand it a little bit more. Share with us about who can benefit from this the most. Is this for all walks of life? Is this for people who are already on their path, or do someone have to understand what the word galactic means? Some might not understand, but who is this course good for? This class, who is it good for?
Really, it's all about whoever is on their awakened path. So there's like we have a mission, and somebody's like, I know that I have this really powerful inner nudging to find and express like really who I truly am. So if you're ready to take that step, and we're really focusing on um, like this year, we're a little bit into the year, and it's like, where are we on our intention setting? And really it's bringing those intentions into a state of like the energy into a state of being in wholeness with it and not judging where you're at, because we are, like, we transmit, um, that there's no right or wrong. You can't do it wrong because you haven't gotten to like completed something that you wanted to complete in the first quarter of this year. So yeah, so we're going to really be working on energetically whatever your intentions are for this year and looking at like your life path number and what that's bringing forward and really tapping into that to help you kind of refocus, like use your compass to refocus. Yeah.
What a powerful time to do this. Absolutely. We are usually in the new year expecting to put these intentions out there, but yet we forget about it. So that's why it's so wonderful to re-explore or reenact, reactivate those intentions, because our higher self is actually listening to those intentions and bringing things on our path. So that's very important. Now, the light language that you share and offer is actually assisting the intentions as well, because the sound will carry the intention on it, right? Talk a little bit about this.
Yes, yes. And really it's when you set an intention and if there's anything that that feels like it's tugging and pulling, so there's that inner, like I know that I like your soul is saying this is the way to go, and yet there's a little bit of tug with the outer. Like if you set an intention and it's like maybe not unfolding the way you want it to, then really these transmissions, these vibrational frequencies are assisting you to come into wholeness with that. And it really helps you come back to center because this is really about higher self guidance. It's about your cosmic origin and soul path living. It's really about creating in union with who you truly are, no matter what's going on in the outside world, like fear, whatever, lack, whatever is going on within your own world or the outside world. That's really the key is being who you truly are and reclaiming that.
Yeah, we are really ready for that. And as we see those old systems dismantling, dissolving, crumbling, this is where this wisdom of our internal workings, of our own numerology is very powerful. Because again, in my own life, when I learned to step out on my own, I knew it really was okay. It helped me bypass any doubts or overcome any doubts. And we all have doubts. But this is something that, if it's so much a part of us, there's absolutely no room for doubt, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely. And it's all about vibrational frequency. It really is. It's about raising our frequency and galactic numbers, galactic numerology, and these activations, they are super high vibe. And so they just like they bypass that humanness, right? There are human tendencies because it's energy. And so it brings that back into wholeness. And so if there's something that comes up in your life that for example, like maybe there was something, a person that steps in and says, you can't go out on your own. Like you want to quit your job and go out on your own and do a business, like whatever it is, a spiritual business or just stop and do whatever you want to do. And and then like there may have been all of this stuff like, oh, they're right. How can I do this? Like all that doubt and everything that creeps in. Yet when you have come back into wholeness with the fact that no, I am here to express my true self. And so then you're unstoppable. Like the three just keeps coming in today. And the potential, 33 is potential. So there's like you keep going because what was stopping you in the past isn't stopping you anymore because you're really you're in a higher vibrational frequency. And pretty soon those other frequencies, and it may even be people, well-meaning people that come into our lives that have their own fears, that they feel that they're helping us, but it's really coming from their own fears, like unconsciously, like, oh my gosh, what if I did that? How would I feel? And then they wind up transmitting that, or speaking that through or emanating it or whatever. And it's like, no, that's their path and it's not my path. So really, to come into resonance with this, we have to raise our frequency. We have to keep raising our vibrational frequency so that we're not affected by that anymore.
There you go. You said that very well. And we, on this path, on this journey, can start to see where we override our own inner guidance, where we have an issue or a problem or a challenge, and we reach out to someone, whether it's a friend, a colleague, a spiritual teacher, a psychic, and we want them to give us their input on our life. But this is really putting the power back into our lives, into our wisdom, right? Because
Yeah.
no one knows our challenge or our situation better than we do. And if we do go out to someone else, then they are sharing, like you just said, their perception from their filters. And maybe there's a filter of, what are you going to do for health insurance if you have to work on your own? That's a big thing for many people. I
Yes.
work with people as well, encouraging them to get out on their own. And that is one of the number one reasons why people don't step out. What about healthcare? So these are personal programs. So we can see the empowerment that comes from people tuning in, tapping into their own wisdom, the wisdom from their higher self. And so again, I want to ask, this connection with the higher self, why is that so important? And then the numerology from the higher self, how does that correlate?
Yes. So, and one thing, I will answer that question. One thing I also want to that's coming forth here is that when we do go within and we tap into all the resources we have, whether it's astrology or numerology or what, like these different guidance systems that we have, and we tap in and say, I have this. How does this work in my life? And when we're going within and tapping in with our higher self, then that allows our higher self to go out and find that answer. So this is really the divine feminine that's coming in as well this year, more than ever. It's been coming in to balance it all out. And yet when we're going within and we have like our sacred numerology, our own numerology that we know we have like a certain strength because we know our life path number, or our name, like the number, the letters, that's the destiny number. The numbers within your name correspond to, or the letters correspond to numbers. And then that also is a vibrational frequency that we have. Like people call us by our name our whole lives, right? So it's like our calling card, and there's a certain energy there. So when we're tapping into the sacred numerology that we chose by coming on the earth at a certain time, a certain date, when the cosmos, when our galaxy had planets in certain alignments, and the moon was at a certain place, the sun, all of that is like that's like it's really a starting place for us so that we can go in and say, okay, I have all of this, and what is it? What am I doing with it? Where's this going? And then we're quiet. Then we're quiet. Then we're quiet. That's coming through very strongly, obviously. Came through 3 times. And then when we're quiet and we allow all that to settle, we've brought it forth. And our higher self, our soul already knows what we need. And yet we're aware of it and we want to take action in our life. And then our higher self goes out and leads us to someone who reads the Akashic records or to an astrology reading or to whatever it is. And then there's this resonant frequency. So then sometimes that's how the answer comes through. Sometimes it comes through within us. Sometimes it's pointed to the outside world. Sometimes it's a song on the radio. Sometimes it's the numbers on the receipt at the grocery store or on whatever it is. So that guidance is going out and it's seeking fulfillment, and then it will come back and we'll know it because it's going to be resonant. It's going to be resonant. So then, like we were talking about here, if there's something that somebody says to us that's not resonant, then there's going to be that tug. It's going to be that pull. There's going to be an energy that just doesn't feel right. And yet when we ask and we go within, and then it's sent, our higher self sends out those signals, those messages, then it comes back in. That's manifestation. So then we might get an answer that way. And then you'll know because it will be resonant.
The power of vibrational alignment through the numbers like this. So knowledge is wisdom. Knowing this is incredible knowledge of our soul. Okay. So then you also, so we have the class for you. That is a beautiful opportunity again for people to join and get their feet wet and understand this on their personal level even more. But there's also personal one-on-one sessions with you. And that is really a wonderful opportunity as well for people to dive deep into this. What happens in a personal session? Can you tell us what is involved and what people will learn and how it will help them on their path?
Yes, absolutely. So love the one-on-one sessions as well, because what channels through is magnificent. And what we're going to do in this particular one-on-one session is connect to your higher self and your guides. And we're going to look at the life path number and the destiny number. So that life path number is the birth date added up, and the galactic numerology, like how that corresponds in galactic numerology. And then also the destiny number, so your name and that energy. And these are 2 significant energies in your life. So we're going to use that as the forefront energy, because again, there's just so many different calculations you can do, and they hold different they're different placeholders, and they hold, some of them are like the life path number is a big energy in our life. Our name is a big energy in our life. And then we're going to go through, like, what are one or two intentions, like very specific intentions, if it has to do with a relationship, if it has to do with a job change or a career change, health, whatever it is. We're going to look at, like, really what wants to be shifted, evolved, and changed, and then how your numerology supports that. And then we'll channel that through. We'll channel through, like, what's coming from your higher self as well.
Wonderful. I can really see how this is empowering for people because, again, it is, your own, it is our own number, and it is different for everyone. So that is why knowing this is a blueprint. It's a roadmap that makes us move with confidence, create with confidence. It's almost like the universe has our back, literally.
Absolutely. Yes, thank you.
And so this is interesting. So our destiny number is our name. So what you're
Mhm.
doing there is you're assigning numbers to the letters in our name. And
Yeah.
that is that our full name? Is it just our first name? What about the middle name? What about when we get married? If we take on another name? And what if we change our name? There are some that would like to maybe be their personal name as a spiritual name, their soul's name. What happens there?
Yeah. Yeah. Again, love this question because traditionally, the destiny number is based on your full birth name. And yet there's some people who feel like when the angel whispered their name, when their higher self whispered their name to their parents, that maybe they didn't get it or it just doesn't resonate anymore for whatever reason. So they maybe they take on a different name or a spiritual name. And so there's no rules about this. There's no rules. It's what feels resonant to you. So if were born uh, Elizabeth, and you were called Betsy your whole life, let's just say, and that didn't resonate with you, but your middle name is Anne, and that resonates with you, then you can look at the numerology of Anne, of the A and the N and the N and the E. So it's really like that's what I work with people on is like they have these questions like what name should I use? And we always come through with what is the most resonant for you. Because and then you can look back like this here's your birth name and here's the numerology of that. It's your like your traditional numerology destiny number. And yet, how was that for you? And then how is this new energy, the new calculation working in your life? And it just is so amazing. Like people are like, right, yes, that makes so much sense. Like, so and there's no and it's not that the calculation of the destiny number was bad, right? There's no good or bad. It's just this was a particular energy, and this helped you up to this time, up to this until the time you changed your name. But it's really about what feels most resonant. So you can do if you're married and you want to do your full married name. But again, when you go back to traditional numerology, it is based on the full birth name. If you have a first name, a middle name, and a last name.
Okay, beautiful. Thank you for sharing on that. And I know that the work that you've done helps people become the hero in their life again, right? It
Yeah.
helps them step up into the plate. Are there any stories? Can you share a story of a remarkable transformation of one of your clients? Anything that stands out?
Oh yeah, gosh. You can share so many stories. And I have one, I'll bring like one client is coming to mind right now, and she's been with me actually for 3 years, 4 years. And we've had this incredible, she's had this incredible journey where she has quit her job, like her full-time job, moved from her home and moved around the country. And we were on this journey, this galactic numerology journey together during all of this, like all the way up to where she's at now. And then she took on a new job and she's living in a different spot. She's living in a different place, and now she's really getting um, a knowing. Galactic number two is knowing. She's really getting the knowing that that there's a shift coming, another shift coming for her. And so all along, I mean, this is like almost literally like it's um, like the car that goes along in that game Life. It's like the car, right? And you have different passengers that come in and out of the car. And she has been on this incredible journey and going through like what was coming up as challenges for her. And then the galactic numerology came back and like reeled that in and said, yeah, there is this challenge coming up, yet you have the energy and wholeness within you. And then it's like sparking it and going, oh yeah. And so there's this like this, her frequency has risen incredibly through this journey. And she's absolutely delightful.
That is really wonderful. Thank you for assisting so many. Again, this is a vibrational frequency that you are helping one align to according to their own numerology. And so this gets to the bare bones. We no longer have to doubt or worry, but understand our numerology. Again, I can see how that really is a path, a solid direction that will help us. It's almost like our mission statement. Like when we are in a business, we have a mission statement. That mission statement helps us make decisions. Well, this is our numerology mission within us. It's our sacred geometry within us that helps us make decisions based on that numerology or that frequency. So it's incredibly helpful. I can see how this is really helping a lot of people, and you're doing excellent work helping people understand this in their life. So again, we hope that our beautiful audience here is ready to learn more. I hope you're excited to learn more about your galactic numerology. There's two ways that you can sign up. One is for the workshop itself. If you just want to come to that and learn about that, that is a beautiful opportunity. But then that workshop is also included with the special offer of a personal session. So that is almost to me like a double bonus. And this is something that when we hear this number, like again, for me, it literally changed my life. And this is not even on the galactic side of it. This is just the numerology in itself. So step up and come into this galactic vibration. We are here to bring forward new earth. And Denise, I thank you for assisting in the vibrational upgrade of everyone that you work with, because we know that new earth is a frequency. So when we learn to live in this frequency based on these numbers, then we have got it, right? We are
Yeah.
on path.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you, Lauren, and for all that you bring through, because this is like just lifting, it's lifting the frequency because we're all tapping in and we're all connecting in our own unique way. And then we, like you said, this path, we go forward on our path and then we can keep going. And then we go in a new, we're really creating our own path. We're not following any previous path. This is all we're forging, we're pioneering like the vibrational frequency into the seventh golden age. So yeah, so thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for ushering us into our own inner wisdom, into the seventh golden age. Really amazing. As we close our conversation, I want to give you time for final thoughts, light language, or a message.
Thank you. And I would love to share that we are well on our way to the seventh golden crystal age, and that all that we are being, all that we're going through and experiencing is contributing to raising the consciousness on this planet and beyond, because it's not just us. Like the other planets in our galaxy, the star systems, the galaxies beyond our galaxy, everybody is watching this incredible ascension process. So keep going, no matter what it seems is going on in the outer world. And then when it feels like it's too much from the outside, retreat, go within, breathe and center and connect to that divine higher self. And wow, it's life-changing, really. And niatatos takatia shitokumata te ekiata asana kutisiti shukona te esiata kotia. And that was really like a bringing together everything that that you and I have brought forward here, Loren. And then for all who are tuning in, it's like that's like an integration energy, so that it's received the way that that we need to receive it.
So beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Denise Ricard, for this quantum conversation, for elevating us into our hearts, for lifting our frequency. We are New Earth, and we are one, and we are New Earth One. Thank you so much, Denise Ricard.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you. This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in unity consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.